Hi guys, Scott Woodward with you. Welcome to sudden death semi-final football on Saturday. Great game this. The Broncos versus the Dragons. It's third against fifth. Played at a packed Suncorp Stadium. A big advantage for the Broncos to get the home ground. And Tony Archer and Matt Chechen are the referees. The Broncos have been installed favourites for this game. Simply because they were very impressive last week against the Warriors, and the Dragons were highly disappointing in the second half against West Tigers. Similar to semi-final one, if you look at the list, if you look at the Dragons 17 and you compare it with the Broncos 17, there's a big argument to say that the Dragons have got a more valuable list. So there could be a bit of a mirage here with the prices. A lot of people are going simply on last week's form, and this is semi-finals, and things can change. We'll go into the Dragons a little bit. Just before we do that, the Broncos were fantastic last week, but the win was exaggerated. The Warriors missed something like 60 tackles in that game, and they dropped a lot of ball, and especially Manu Vatuvei dropped three balls, I think. They really did make the Broncos look good, and they were good enough to go on with it and capitalise on the mistakes, and we certainly can't take anything away from their win, but it was a soft win, probably not the ideal hit-out that you want coming into a game when you're about to play St George. One thing we know for sure, St George won't play like the Warriors did last week. They have the best coach in the business in Wayne Bennett, and he knows the Broncos better than anybody, and there's no way known that he'll be rolling over like the Warriors did last week. This will be game on, there's no doubt about that, and it's going to be interesting to see if the if the Broncos can handle the pressure that the Dragons will put onto them in the first 40 minutes. Last week, the Dragons maintained 56% of the possession in the first half, and incredibly, they never gave away one penalty. That's just amazing discipline, and normally you'd say that's the type of discipline and control that would win a semi-final, but unfortunately they didn't come out in the second half and repeat it, and everything fell apart. Most uncharacteristic for a Dragon side to do that. I'll be very surprised if they do that again, but if they come out with the same sort of intensity and the same sort of drive that they had in the first half against the Broncos here, it's going to be very interesting how this young Broncos side responds to it. All what probably needs to happen, as far as I'm concerned, is that the Dragons captain, Ben Hornby, just needs to show a little bit of ticker and have a little bit of faith in his team and not play so defensive and not go for 2 points every time there's 2 points on offer. He's got a wonderful attacking team and he should just use it. We know they're a great defensive team, but there's some great attacking plays in that side as well. And this thing about going for 2 points all the time, it's cost him games during the year, and it probably well, put it this way, it made West Tigers much more comfortable every time they went for the 2 points instead of going for the try. They had them on the ropes, and they let them off the ropes by going for 2 points. And if you happen to miss the 2 points, it's a double whammy stuff up. So I'd like to see the Dragons play to their strengths and play to their ability, and they'll go very close to getting home in this game. One thing for sure, it's sudden death football, and does the sudden death mean that this will be the last game that Darryn Lockyer will ever have for the NRL, and will this be the last time that Wayne Bennett ever coaches the St George Dragons? One thing's for sure, one of those statements are going to be correct. An incredible statistic in this game, Wayne Bennett is arguably the greatest coach of all time. He's coached 7 premierships, 6 for the Broncos and 1 for St George, and they are the reigning premiers. But incredibly, he's had 7 semi-finals, 7 finals, not semi-finals, finals, 7 finals games at Suncorp Stadium, and he's 0 for 7. He is yet to coach a winner of a final at Suncorp Stadium. I find that quite an amazing statistic, given the fact he coached those wonderful teams for the Broncos. But that's a fact. So for him to get home here, this will be his first final win at Suncorp Stadium. I certainly think he's capable of doing that. If he goes out with the same list and he goes out with the same game plan, he'll probably get the same result. I would like to think that he won't change too much off it. He's not that sort of guy, but I do think he'll just tweak it just a little bit. I certainly think that the forward pack needs somebody like Adam Cuthbertson to come into the side and create a little bit of second phase play. I don't think anyone has got the ball skills of Cuthbertson that's in the forward pack. It's a very much a working type forward pack. Doesn't really scare anybody, but it's a handy pack. Aside from being an outstanding pack, but they've got an outstanding back line, and providing they can hold the line, they can get the ball to their backs. I think they'll be very hard to beat. One of the decisions that Bennett needs to make in this game, he keeps going with the three type hookers when he's got Dean Young on the field. Now, he's got Dean Young selected lock forward. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts at hooker. Once again, a conservative call, but it will allow him to bring on either Mitch Rain or Nathan Fien. One of those guys should be dropped if he's got Dean Young in the side. He doesn't need the three of them, and that would allow him to bring in Kyle Stanley. He hasn't been selected, but he's an incredible talent, and he's the sort of guy that can play anywhere in the back line. And maybe they needed a Kyle Stanley last week. When they were in trouble in the second half last week, you look at the bench, and there was just nothing on the bench. So Bennett needs to make just a little tweak there. I have a big concern over Ben Hornby. He hasn't been controlling like a number 7. He's been okay as far as I'm concerned, but if you're going to be first receiver and you're going to be captain, you need to be more than okay, especially when you're playing in semi-final football. Jamie Soward has been Jamie Soward, hot and cold. He can do some hot things, but I hate watching him kick a goal. I go and make a cup of tea. It's my biggest hate in rugby league, watching Jamie Soward prepare for a kick. But he's certainly got a wonderful tactical kicking game, but the forwards need to give him a good go forward in order for him to put that into good use so they can get some bombs up. So Darius Boyd, I've been a little bit disappointed, but you get the feeling he'll come good. He's a class act. Brett Morris is world class. Mark Gasnier is world class. Matt Cooper's world class. Jason Nightingale is world class. That's their back line. It's a fantastic back line. I'd like to see more from Dan Hunt. Very much need to see more from Weyman. They've been a little bit disappointing. If they can find a season best effort in this, that's exactly what they need. Beau Scott has been okay. Ben Creagh has been okay. Both guys are a little bit down, but you get the feeling that they can come good. Dean Young is struggling with fitness, but they need him on there for his talking ability, and the team goes much better with him on the field. I would think that there's a good chance it was me. I'd be selecting Adam Cuthbertson in place of John Green, and I'd only be going with the two hookers, which means either Mitch Rain or who's the other guy, the other hooker. What have we got here? Nathan Fien or Mitch Rain. One of those guys would miss out as far as I'm concerned. So I think you find that the final 17 will be a little bit different to what Bennett has selected here. As far as the Broncos are concerned, no injuries. Same again. They just want to repeat performance what they did against the Warriors. Justin Hodges didn't complete training on Tuesday, but my mail is he's absolutely 100% right. And it was just a mental thing. They just didn't want to take any risk with him. But he clearly has got iffy legs. There's no doubt about that. But he's a world-class centre, and along with Darryn Lockyer, who I've never seen Darryn Lockyer playing better. In all honesty, I don't know what he's retiring for. He should go around again next year. He's just going fantastic. What an incredible player he is. Gerard Beale is just a wonderful talent from fullback there. I certainly would like to see him improve his skills and learn how to set up players around him and pass the ball. He's just an out-and-out runner at this stage. Dale Copley went as good as I've ever seen him go. To be quite honest, I didn't know he was that good. I still like to see him repeat that. Jack Reed has been wonderful all year in the centres, and we know how good Justin Hodges is. Jharal Yo-Yi has got some mistakes in him, has got some defensive concerns as far as I'm concerned, but he's a power runner and wonderful in the air. Peter Wallace, yet to make a break all season. I don't know what he's going to do next year without Darryn Lockyer. I think he'll be in awful trouble. He's okay as far as I'm concerned, and we're saying that about both halfbacks. Peter Wallace and also the St George captain, Ben Hornby. They're both okay halfbacks, which going forward, is probably not what you want going forward. You want your halfback to be a little bit better than okay, as far as I'm concerned. Josh McGuire is the second best prop forward in Australia at the moment, and he certainly should be in this. Actually, I'm not even sure if he's Australian. I don't know if he's eligible to play for Australia at the moment, but certainly when he does become eligible, he'll certainly be selected if he keeps up this form. He's been a big surprise for the Broncos, and he's just been a powerhouse. Andrew McCullough, great work rate. He certainly still telegraphs his passes. I'm not an Andrew McCullough fan. Ben Hannant, he's okay. Missed a lot of tackles last week. Alex Glenn, world class, outstanding. Should play for New Zealand. Ben Teo went okay. Corey Parker, just a sensational player, would be in my side every week. Just had a wonderful season. State of origin, fantastic. High work rate, kicks goals, got ball skills. What more do you want from a lock forward? Matt Gillett, I talk about him every time he goes around. I'm in love with him. He should be in the Australian side. He's just an incredible young talent. I've got no idea how good this guy is going to be, Matt Gillett. What he did last week, not many people can do that. It was just amazing. Ben Hunt, so-so, Scott Anderson, so-so, David Hala, wonderful future. Probably a little bit inexperienced for this level, but he'll make his presence felt when he comes on. Look, there it is for me. The Broncos are in form. The Dragons had an awful 40 minutes last week. I'm confident that you'll see a much better Dragons this week, and they'll certainly go a lot better than what the Warriors did against the Broncos last week. And I don't think there'll be much in this game. I think it'll be a very close game. The bookies are offering a plus start for the Dragons. If I was going to do something, that is all I could possibly do. But I think the bookies have got the prices pretty spot on in this game. And it's really going to be a toss of the coin. It'll be decided on a bounce of the ball, a referee decision, an injury or something like that. Great game. Can't wait till it starts. Looking forward to it. Cheers.